What do we have at the foundation of the reading? High Priestess, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading. Okay, the message that I heard leading up to this reading is that they have no one to blame their life on now that you're gone. I feel that a lot of you are sensing some sort of evil eye. You're also having these intuitive hits around other individuals that are no longer in your life right now. I'm also hearing something about the trajectory of your life and how much it shifted ever since you have moved on from certain spaces, certain people, certain mindsets, and or certain behavioral patterns. You are under divine guidance right now as we speak with this High Priestess at the foundation. Spirit is helping guide you to rebuild a new foundation on solid ground, something that you were once told you would never be able to accomplish, or you were just made to feel that way. Everything that you thought you would never be able to access in the capacity that you're accessing it now has only been made possible by removing these things from your life. And I feel for a lot of you, you have reached that point on the path where the rest of the world is beginning to see it too. And when I speak about the rest of the world, I just mean your world, your reality. People that once knew you, people that were once a part of your life can no longer deny the amount of growth that has taken place in your life in the past few years. There's also a lot of evil eye inside your energy. And I was hearing something about these individuals who have been looking at you through this scope are being marked. They're being marked by the divine. This is their judgment. There's something about your path and the way you're moving that is now putting a spotlight on these people. And it's like they're losing all credibility. People are going to begin to see these individuals as liars, compulsive liars. Everything they say, everything they do is a lie. And they're being marked for life. For the rest of their days, they will have this energy on them and they will not be able to remove it. And I feel that a part of you has always known that if you succeeded in some capacity in your life, that these individuals' whole reality would shift because of the amount of effort, the amount of energy they have put in to trying to hold you back. Your success is their downfall. And they have always known this. This is why they did everything in their power to make sure that you never found happiness, to make sure that you never found success. You've also moved with a lot of grace. You've been very humble about everything that has happened for you in your life. You're not out here with a megaphone putting it in people's faces. You're just continuing forward with your life, and you're building with spirit, and you're building something beautiful. You're building something that has been constructed by your connection between you and Source. Right on the bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords. So this confirms what I just said. Ten of Swords is an energy of an ending and a beginning, right? Their ending is your beginning. What do we have at the sacral, please, Spirit? Two of Swords, Libra energy at the sacral. Right now, Spirit needs to make sure that you're ready for what these energies may try and bring back into your life. The Two of Swords is telling us that you need to make a decision here. And it also speaks about this decision being more of a head over heart decision, right? The water represents emotions, the heart, and the swords represent your mind, your thoughts, mental power, mental strength, which is telling us that when these energies try and re-enter your life, they're going to try and pull on your heartstrings. I just heard emotional whiplash, and I think that's the first time I've ever said that phrase before. It's quite interesting, but it makes sense, right? It's like they're trying to whiplash you off of your current timeline with some sort of emotional trigger, right? It's like somebody who should have cared for you, should have loved you, should have protected you, coming back after you've seen them for who they truly are, and there's something very haunted about their energy. It's like they come back and they say, remember when? You know, I love you. I've always loved you, right? There's something, again, yes, very haunted is what I just heard about this person. And this is actually the divine, the universe rather, showing you exactly what you were always dealing with and showing you exactly how far you've come. Now, this is shocking when these things take place. It's a kind of benchmark. It's like you reach this point and energy comes back and you go, oh my God, how did I not see this before when I was in the other timeline, right? See, the universe needs you to see just how asleep you were way back when and just how awake and focused you currently are. See, this is not only validating, but it's also a marker, right, on how much work you have actually put in to your elevation, to your awakening, to you in your life. This is one of these moments when not only is it shocking, but it's also a point where you can actually feel proud of yourself for what you were able to overcome. Breaking away from that timeline will probably go down in your personal history as the hardest thing you would have ever had to do. It's like as you go on with your life and you look back at these situations, you're going to see things you didn't see before, right? And this is something that's going to continue for the rest of your life. This is the universe holding back information from you until you're ready to see it, until you're ready to understand it. You may look back on these situations a decade past, whatever it is, right? And look at it in a way that you never have before. The things you endured are even more diabolical. They're even more wicked. And the reason for this all has to do with the universe needing to give you portions of information at a time based on what you're equipped to handle. Now, this Two of Swords is also telling us that you have reached some sort of crossroads, right? This can be seen as a kind of benchmark. And what you'll find is when you reach these different benchmarks, let's just say the benchmarks are you preparing to step into the next level of the game, an energy will come back for review. And what's so interesting, they always happen during retrogrades. The astrology and your evolution are in perfect sync. There's a design to all of this, and you're a part of it. So again, it's like you reach this point, you reach this crossroads, and the universe says, okay, let's bring in this old energy and strength test them to see how they handle it. So just pay attention to this right now. And it's also quite profound that I feel for a lot of you, it's happening towards the end of the year, right? During the holidays, which is the most obvious time that these energies would come back because seasonally it fits. It's like they think they'll fly under the radar if they just use the opportunity of there being holidays here to quite possibly weasel their way back into your energy. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is an energy of holding back in this case here. It's also an energy of protecting what you have, okay? And then the Seven of Pentacles there, Taurus energy, is speaking about where you're at in your life. It's like you've gotten to a point where success is on the way, and these energies can feel this. And this all has to do with your discipline, your focus, and you not allowing these energies to come into your life and leech off of you any longer. The universe really needs you to look at the proof that you have, okay? Look at the common denominators that were once in your life, and then look at your life after those common denominators have been removed. How much better is it? How much more success are you having? Is there a clear sign of growth there? It's being made very obvious to you right now. But sometimes when people try to pull on your heartstrings, right? I just heard emotional whiplash again. It can create blind spots, right? It's like you forget for a minute. It's almost like I just heard haunted again, right? It's almost like a spell. Like, remember when? Remember the good old days? And a part of you does want to remember the good times that you did have in some of these situations because there's always good times, right? But the universe is trying to show you that those good times were few and far between, and they weren't really good times. They were just moments when you still didn't know what was actually taking place behind your back. In fact, those good times were when you were asleep to what they were actually doing. It's when you were completely consumed by the glamour spells, right? By the illusion, by the lie. It's essentially when you were completely docile. And those moments will begin to look much different to you as time goes on. You'll start to see that that's when their grip on you was so strong that you simply could not see the truth because you were too numb to it. What do we have at the solar plexus, please, Spirit? Okay, we're going to take both of these. Page of Wands, fire energy, Five of Cups. Okay, so Five of Cups, Scorpio energy at the solar plexus, Page of Wands, fire energy at the heart. Now, the Page of Wands is you right now in this energy. This is representing your new beginning. You have a lot to look forward to, and you've got a whole fresh new start here that, again, you're co-creating with the divine. This Five of Cups here is further highlighting what I said about them coming through and trying to pull on your heartstrings, right? The emotional whiplash. It's like they want you to focus on the past, right? What was lost. They don't want you to focus on what you're building. And see that bridge there, right? I feel like somebody is trying as hard as they can to build a bridge that connects your past to your new beginning so they can actually sabotage this new beginning. Now, this is just a more complex way of saying that they're trying to get into your life so they can stop your forward momentum. You've become a threat is what I just heard here. You know, no one said the path you're on is easy because for some of you, you're doing it alone. I mean, most of you are probably doing it alone. And it doesn't mean that you don't have people around you, but just emotionally speaking, right? I feel that there's a part of you that once leaned on other people emotionally that I think the universe has since shown you wasn't actually support at all. I just heard it was anesthesia, right? So as we all know, anesthesia is a medication that is given to you to prevent pain during surgery. And Spirit is wanting me to use this as an analogy for what it is that these individuals, these situations were actually putting you through. It's like they were medicating you with lies. They were medicating you with illusions so they can drain you of something that you have that they don't. And I just heard they need you to need them. That's the deal here. Wow. Okay, so I'm hearing something here, and there's many different ways this can show up, but to put it in the most simple way possible, it's like these individuals making a deal with someone or something that they were going to keep you trapped, be your handlers, so to speak, so you wouldn't reach a destination that you were destined to get to in this life cycle. It's like you having something that the divine needs you to do, right? Again, just your destiny. And a dark force using these individuals as vessels to stop you from getting there by any means necessary. And the way they did this looks and feels a whole lot like what we are picking up here. But now you've escaped. It's over. And this is bad news for them because they have essentially not been able to keep up their end of the bargain. And there's consequences for this. And I just heard your independence or happiness, depending on who it is you're dealing with, is their ultimate heartbreak. Six of Pentacles, right? They need you to need them. Yeah, and I just heard they're only checking on you to see if you're struggling without them, right? It's like they want so badly for you to come to them needing something, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, whatever, right? It's going to be different for all of you out there. But it's like they once had something that they supplied you with that you're able to supply for yourself now. And it wasn't that you weren't able to supply yourself with this before, but they made you think that you couldn't. Or every time you were preparing to elevate, they would intercept your elevation by providing you with something to keep you asleep. But it's too late now. You've escaped their grasp. This is written in the stars. It was all supposed to go down like this. You were supposed to go through this cycle. You needed the wisdom. You needed the knowledge. You needed to see the truth. It's like you went through hell, and now you've come out of it with a map on how one is to navigate it. And because of this, can't be stopped. And I just noticed behind the Six of Pentacles, this Seven of Cups, right? So the Seven of Cups is all about illusions, right? So there's something connected to what they want to give to you. There's something connected, or there was something connected, rather, to everything they used to give to you, right? To keep you in this illusion, right? This smoke and mirrors. It's like a spell. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the throat. Now, I just switched decks, and we saw the Four of Pentacles from this other deck just a little while ago, and now we're seeing it here from this deck. So this is putting further emphasis on the need for you to hold back and protect what you have right now. I feel that these individuals are trying to put, well, it's like there's a mountain in front of you here, right? It's like they're trying to come into your life and offer you something that is masked in goodness, is what I just heard. Oh, okay. This is because they're trying to put you back in a maze, okay? And I'm seeing, you know, those mazes, and they kind of look like that. They don't really have this mountain, but it's like a maze that's carved out of bushes and stuff. It's like that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. The mountain here is just representing the effort and the energy that you would have to expel once you accepted some sort of offer. And the fact that you're holding back something here, you're protecting what's yours with this Four of Pentacles, is telling us that should you take some sort of offer, okay, I just heard even something that looks harmless, something small, it's like you would lose your grip on something that you have attained. It's one of these situations where, you're on this new timeline. It's like every day you practically pinch yourself because you're happy, because things are looking up. Doesn't necessarily mean that every single problem in your life is resolved, but slowly but surely, right? Things are improving. But should you accept even the smallest thing from this other timeline, it creates a thread, and that thread, once pulled, practically unravels this whole new reality you're living in. It would literally be like waking up one day on the old timeline and everything you're experiencing right now was just a dream. This is a form of timeline jumping, but timeline jumping backwards. And I do feel this is a really big idea, but I feel that this is very possible. How many of you out there have been dreaming and it feels so real? And then you wake up and you're like, where am I? Who am I? I have no idea where I am. It's almost like you can't get a grip, right? It feels something like that, but it's very much real, okay? Now, that can be a bit of a frightening thought, but I feel that this is just Spirit's way of trying to really get the message through, right? Like, hey, you're done there. You can't even entertain this energy in the slightest. It's over, and it needs to stay that way. So the Four of Pentacles at the throat is telling us to hold back any sort of communication and or any sort of information about you and your new life. It's like they want so badly to gain some sort of knowledge about what's going on around you, so they can try and figure out a way in, right? It's a very Weasley fake energy that's coming through under the guise of missing you, caring for you. And it's all absolute BS, okay? Protect your heart, protect your new life. Wow. Unbelievable. And right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords, right? Protect your heart, protect your new life. Wow. Queen of Pentacles, protect your new life. Seven of Wands. Everything that I just said is showing up in the cards, right? The Seven of Wands is basically you on this solo mission and all these energies coming through trying to discourage you, right? Trying to get you to give up. Okay. Yeah, it's like they don't like this celebratory energy that you're in, right? It's like every day's a new day and everything is getting, like I said, progressively better. It's like they want to re-engage you with this old cycle and lay these burdens on your shoulders again, right? It's like this is representative of where you're coming from. It's like this illustration is really showing us the energy. It's very heavy, right? Very exhausting. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Emperor, Aries energy at the third eye. Okay, perfect. So you're showing up in this Emperor energy, male or female. It's just telling us that you're building this new foundation and you're getting to a point in your life where you have a lot to lose, which is telling us that you have a lot to protect. Four of Pentacles, right? You're building something here on a solid foundation. And like we already mentioned, you're doing it with the divine's help. So Emperor, the third eye is all connected to your intuition, divine guidance, right? The High Priestess, the home position for the High Priestess is going to be this third eye position. High Priestess is all about your intuition. And it's interesting because the Emperor would be at home at this root chakra here. This is your foundation, root chakra, your foundation, right? High Priestess at home at the third eye. Third eye is your intuition. High Priestess is all about divine guidance and intuition. So there's a perfectly formed message here that, again, the divine is helping you build this new foundation through your intuition and your inner knowing, right? That's how they're guiding you. But when you build with the divine, with source, with the universe, with spirit, right? These are all just the different levels of your higher guidance. This is something that cannot be shaken. And the divine is going to put you through these strength tests like we're seeing here now to show you what's actually been going on in the energy around you so you understand what it is that you're actually dealing with when it comes to these people and these situations. So it goes back to what I said about the divine giving you portions of information the further you make your way down your path. For some of you, there's been a good amount of time that has passed since you have spoken to any of these people. I mean, this is somebody here who's matured, right? It's like you've gone from the Page of Wands to the Emperor. This is the full gamut. This is essentially seen as step one, and this is seen as, well, you're there. Some of you are here, some of you are here, some of you are in between this. Take it as it fits. But this is the full trajectory of where you're going to end up. And the Emperor is it. All of us want to get to this point. You know, when I see this Emperor, it's like they not only have this solid foundation and this stable life, but I think about somebody who's on a farm, right? It's like they're tending to farm life and animals, which are all just metaphorical representations of how the energy is flourishing, right? It's like you're giving life to more life. There's just continuous growth, which would align with the Empress, right? The counterpart of the Emperor, because the Empress is the energy that plants a seed and it grows. It's the most abundant energy in the tarot. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands again, right? So Page of Wands, Page of Wands. So it's giving me this sense of continued growth, right? It's like once you reach one level, you're on to the next. It's like you go from the Page of Wands to the Emperor, then you hit the next level, you start at the Page of Wands, you go to the Emperor again, right? Look at these as more steps, right? Page of Wands, step 1, Emperor, step 10. Okay, now we go to the next level. Page of Wands, step 1, Emperor, step 10, right? The different elevations that you're being given access to. Okay, I just heard Spirit say, it's not elevations, it's the different revolutions. That makes more sense. What do we have for the crown, please, Spirit? Wow. The Emperor again. I just switched decks. Unbelievable. There's 78 cards in each deck, okay? So that's 156 cards I shuffled through right here, and we get the Emperor back to back with the Emperor. And it just confirmed what I said. The revolutions, right? Page of Wands to Emperor. You go on to the next level. Page of Wands to Emperor, right? Remember how we saw the Page of Wands from this deck? I don't know how much more of a confirmation than we can possibly get than what we are looking at on the table right here. This is a very profound message that we're getting here, and they're confirming it. So given the fact that we're getting this double confirmation with these emperors here, it's just showing us the seriousness behind the message that Spirit is trying to convey to all of you. What it is you actually have at stake here, should you think that you can backpedal in some capacity, right? And I feel that the reason for this is because when you're doing much better in your life and things are on the up for you and you have less stress, less anxiety, and you're just feeling happier, it can sometimes be easy to forget what some people may have put you through. A part of you as well wants individuals, even the ones that brought this trouble into your life, to see that you were able to do it. And that's okay. This is all a part of the growth, a part of the evolution of you, right? But Spirit needs you to see clearly, and this is why they're giving you messages like this and these intuitive hits, who and what the common denominators were. This is what this is all about. It's simple math. Once you removed something from the equation, you got to win. And that something that was removed from the equation being your life, was them, was these mindsets, was these behavioral patterns, right? For some of you, it's going to show up in the form of things that you had to give up, right? Almost all of us have dealt with something like this, right? A bad habit or an addiction or just something that we were doing in our life that wasn't serving our highest good, and we removed it and we start to see growth. But when you're doing good in your life, in some cases, people can say, maybe I can add that back just a little bit, right? We most commonly see this with people who give up drinking and their life gets better a few years down the line and they think they can have another drink again, only to wind up exactly where they were before they quit, but way worse off than before, okay? So whatever it is, these temptations, whether it's in the form of people, the mindsets, the behavioral patterns, the addictions, they cannot come back. Not now, not ever. Not unless you're willing to give up everything that you have worked so hard for. Unbelievable. Eight of Pentacles right on the bottom of the deck, okay? So the Eight of Pentacles, everything you have worked so hard for. And then right underneath that Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, right? Having learned from the past. Look at this person. They've literally got a cup in their hand, right? You know better. Whatever it is. You've walked away from it. Don't go back to this old version of you, okay? Don't go back to this old timeline, that version of you that wasn't self-empowered, that didn't know what you know now. What do we have at the foundation, please, Spirit? Three of Wands, Aries energy at the foundation of the reading. Okay, now this Three of Wands here is further confirming to me about what these old energies are planning to bring back into your life. Now, the interesting part of this is that if it's the mindsets, the behavioral patterns, it's an entity working through those things. See, a better way to try and understand these energies, right, is, yes, we have the people, right, that try and hold us back, that some sort of dark force works through, right, uses these people as vessels to stop you. But those dark forces can also use the mindsets, the behavioral patterns, and the addictions. They're all just different ways for the dark forces to access you. Now, this Three of Wands here is an energy that literally wants to come back, pull you back into the old cycle in whichever way that you succumb to this old energy, right? And then make you feel like it was all a dream, right? Goes back to what I said about just waking up from one day to the next in the old cycle and feeling like everything that you have built was just a dream. I'm also hearing something here about some of you out there in the collective that may be dealing with family structures or romantic partners that are trying to pull you back into old cycles. Some of these people are using literal energetic manipulation, spell work, and or black magic to try and put you under this spell, right? That feeling of waking up from one day to the next like everything was a dream. It's a kind of spell. Oh, wow. Seven of Wands, Glacea Labalis, right there on the bottom of the deck. Now, in my other deck here, I have another one that has the same card. It says black magic on it. Okay, so this is the card for black magic in this deck here. Now, the Seven of Wands, we already saw a Seven of Wands from, I think, this deck here, is the energy that wants you to give up. It's like they're using energy manipulation to try and stop you. But this doesn't work unless you give them access to you. What do we have at the sacral, please? Four of Cups, Cancer energy at the sacral. It's like, here you are now, right? You're showing up as this horse that looks kind of down, right? And they're showing up as this aggressive bird here. And it's like you're saying to them, a dream, it felt so real. My life was so great. I had this solid foundation. Everything I've ever wanted, it was in this dream. And I woke up and it's like I can't get a grip on reality. And they're like, that's okay. You're right back where you're supposed to be. With me, with all of us here. Aren't you happy? And that's right underneath that Two of Swords, right? So this is that crossroads energy, that benchmark you've reached. It's like Spirit saying, okay, you've come this far. We're going to send in some of these old energies to strength test you, okay? We know you're going to pass, but, might not be easy. This is what's down. It's like this is what's down one path, right? It's like this is the middle, right? The crossroads. And then this is what's down the other path. This reading is so clear. Everything we're saying is being confirmed multiple times here. What do we have at the solar plexus, please, Spirit? Ace of Swords. Air energy at the solar plexus. Unbelievable. Right underneath that Five of Cups. So the Ace of Swords from this deck is an energy of confusion or them wanting you to think that you've made the wrong choice. You need to come back to something. You need to allow some old energy into your life. But all this leads to is all of your efforts that you have worked so hard for being for absolutely nothing. That's the thing. When you make an agreement with spirit and source, so to speak, right? When you dedicate yourself to your path, the agreement is you can't go back because you have something to protect now, and they can't share in that with you. They can't share in the blessings that spirit wants to bring into your life because you deserve it. And it makes perfect sense, right? Because all that would happen is they would end up taking it, and or it would all just slip through your fingers. They can't access it because of a certain way that they live their life. And if this has to do with mindsets and behavioral patterns, it's to say that when you had those mindsets, those behavioral patterns and or addictions for some of you, you weren't able to build what you have now. And if you bring those things back, you're going to lose everything that you've worked so hard for. Look, we see this stuff every single day, right? It's a story as old as time, but there's a reason why it's coming up here for all of you. And this message is very potent. It's very strong. So you got to stay focused right now. Don't forget where you came from. Get in a habit of reminding yourself how far you've come. Even though your life is on the up and things are looking good, just take a moment out every now and then. Pat yourself on the back and remember what you've endured, what you were put through, what you didn't know that you now know. Reflect on your path and understand that you have a responsibility to yourself, to your mission, and you've got to keep pushing forward. Don't ever look back, however that shows up for you. What do we have at the heart, please, Spirit? Okay. We're going to start on this side of the card first. We have two sides here. Okay, so Earth energy, Queen of Pentacles, red in its negative polarity at the heart. Now, this Queen of Pentacles is an energy that's self-centered. It's also an energy that wants to come through and take what you have built for yourself. This energy here somehow thinks that they're entitled to what you've built. So they're coming through under the guise of caring for you or wanting to see how you're doing, right? So that's obviously going to be directly connected to people. But I'm also hearing something here in regards to some of you who have had to let mindsets, behavioral patterns, and or addictions go, right? These things can make their way back into your life if you have the wrong people around you. Now, there's a bit of a deep message there, okay? And obviously, there's a couple of different groups that we're speaking about here. Some of you, again, are dealing with people. Some of you are dealing with mindsets, behavioral patterns. But a lot of you are dealing with both. It's like the people bring in the mindsets and the behavioral patterns. It's like you remove the people from your life, and all of a sudden, you don't feel the need to do something that was bad for your health or wasn't serving your highest good, rather. Or if it's a mindset, you just feel more hopeful, right? You know, it's very easy to feel dragged down by negative influence, people around you that just have a kind of lack mindset. If you surround yourself with people like that, you're going to have it too. Whether you agree to it or not, it just becomes this weight. It becomes suffocating. And eventually, it completely consumes you. This is why we always hear the saying, you are the sum of the five closest people to you, right? Because energy confirms that saying to us. If you have that energetic influence in and around your auric field, you are going to become just like them. This is why, again, you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your energy. You need to protect your auric field. And this message here is bridging perfectly to the reading I put out right before this one. Completely different messages, but there's a crossover energy here. You know, that reading, I was speaking about different spiritual gifts that a lot of you could have coming online right now. So you're aware of what it is you're dealing with. So spirit can help navigate you on your path, right? And this reading right here picks up where that one left off. And now, We spoke her into existence, the Empress. You've got 2 emperors and an empress on the table, okay? The Empress is the most abundant card in the tarot. And like I mentioned, you plant a seed and things grow. Stability, growth, abundance. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? 10 of Wands, Sag energy at the throat. So we saw a 10 of Wands in the bottom of one of the decks, and now it's coming out here. But the 10 of Wands from this deck is speaking about freedom. This is you saying no to these energies, right? Holding back, right? Protecting what you've built. In a lot of cases, these energies aren't prepared for you to hold the line in this capacity. They don't know this side of you. They know the side of you that eventually goes back. It's just not happening this time. You know, this is also an energy here where it's like one conversation will leave you feeling so much regret. It's like, why did I do that? Why did I even talk to them? I feel completely drained and stressed out in a way that I haven't since the last time I spoke to them, right? You're quickly reminded. And, you know, we mentioned that people who give up these things and think that they can add a little bit back after so long wind up right where they were, right? But it's worse. It's the same when it comes to people. It's like these situations are so much more punishing, right? When you go back, you feel it in the energy. And it's not like you can just remove yourself from that situation in the blink of an eye. There's a lot that has to go into it now. It's like your elevation, your growth has happened in divine order. There's astrology connected to all of this. It's like you're moving with the cycles of your life and the higher order. It's like if you step out of line and march backwards, it's like you have to wait for the astrology to align just so you can remove yourself again. It's all like clockwork. What do we have at the third eye, please? Okay. We're taking both of these. Okay. 2 of Wands. Wow. Aries energy at the third eye and 6 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the crown. Okay. The 2 of Wands here, right, is showing us somebody that's looking back, right? And it's like they're holding their pulse. It goes back to what I said about waking up from one day to the next and you're like, oh my God, I swear I was in this whole other timeline. Yeah, I just heard deep regret. And it says right here, love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. And I just heard, don't forget what it is you have had to go through again to get to this point. This is so important. They're really just doubling down on these messages here. You know, whenever there's a message that feels like it's a bit redundant, there's a reason for it. It's like the divine just really trying to drive the message home. You know, the 2 of Wands is also an energy where you're building for the future. It's like you have this whole plan in place, right? Right underneath the Emperor, which is all about planning, structure. And then here you are looking back, right? This person looks like they're tired, like they've been crying. It's like there's something heavy that's hanging over them, right? And I feel that it's these individuals trying to put you under that spell again. But whenever I see this 2 of Wands, I always think about somebody who's looking back, reflecting on what they've gone through, and it's almost like, oh my God, I can't believe how cruel they were, right? Am I even alive? This just seems so crazy. And then to close the reading, 6 of Cups, Scorpio energy, right there at the crown. It says right here, motivation lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated, okay? So I feel that this is just really speaking about where you've come from. You know, the 6 of Cups is telling us that you have been gifted by the divine. You have been blessed, or you're about to be. It just really depends, again, where you are on this timeline. But it also speaks about people from the past trying to re-enter into your life. Yeah, I just heard that these people don't like that you're not sad anymore. It's like they want you to be sad. They want you to be vulnerable. They want you to be a victim of circumstances. They don't want you to be good. They don't want you to be this boss, to be this empress. This is their worst nightmare. I'm also hearing something about childhood memories right now. I feel that with these retrogrades taking place right now, specifically the Mercury retrograde, you're reflecting on a lot of things, okay? And, we're preparing to also come out of the Saturn retrograde, which is going to mark the end of a period of reflection on your responsibilities and structures. And this is to allow for forward momentum. So, however this energy is showing up in your life right now, we have multiple confirmations regarding the overall theme and message that I feel Spirit wanted me to deliver to all of you. So I certainly hope that this is able to assist you in navigating on some of these energies that may be coming up for review. So with that, I will leave it here. All right, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And there's a glitch in the YouTube app right now. So if you're trying to press like on the video and it's not allowing you to like the video, do me a favor and just drop a heart or a comment, and that will work just the same, okay? But whatever the case, I would like to extend my gratitude for all of your donations and support on my channel, your personal reading bookings, the purchases that you have all made at my online store, and also thank you to everybody who's joined the membership side of my channel. But in closing, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So let me know in the comment section down below, again, by dropping a heart and or a comment, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.